Nodoki? Nodoki? Why? How? Where's my wife? Is my wife not here?
We've tried to get in touch with her, but we can't get a hold.
At a time like this, what's she doing? Later, when I found out what my wife was doing while leaving my son unattended, I vowed to get the biggest revenge on the wife that I used to love. The story begins 2 weeks prior.
Hey, you're still not going to work yet.
Hey, don't say it like I'm skipping work. Because of COVID, I've been told to work from home. There's nothing I can do about it. My name is Akira, 40 years old. I wouldn't say we're like two peas in a pod, but my wife Keiko and I got along pretty well, or so I thought. But because of the explosion of the COVID virus, as you all know, I started working from home a lot more, and our days have become pretty tense. I try to prepare my own lunches myself, and I do my work in the study so as not to get in the way. But apparently, it was stressful for my wife that I was home all the time, and any chance she could, she would tell me to go to the office. On the other hand, my son, Nodoki, was really happy that I was home more often. You ready? Take that, Ghost Fork!
Wow, that was a huge drop in the pitch. Dad, you're definitely going to be a professional.
I need to practice for my hero interview.
How do you feel about your pitching today?
Great question. I think the defining moment was when I was able to hold off the opponent's number 4 batter.
Take that!
Whoa! Throwing it back during the hero interview is cheating!
Now I need to practice for my hero interview too. Guys, how many times do I have to tell you not to play with balls inside the house? Sorry.
Come on, it's a softball! And we really shouldn't be going to the parks right now.
Then do something more calm if you're going to play inside.
You don't have to get so mad. Every day, my wife had a short temper, so my son and I would have to sneakily play so as not to anger her. But I didn't think it was good for things to be so tense in the house, and I tried to come up with a plan to put my wife in a better mood. That's the situation. But do you have any good suggestions?
I get it, but you know I'm single and twice divorced. The only thing I could do for you would be to introduce you to a top lawyer.
There's gotta be something. You're the only person that I can talk to about this.
Letting her go shopping to relieve her stress is probably the best, but I guess even that's not possible right now.
I think I could at least do a barbecue at home. How about that?
Definitely don't do that!
Why not?
You might think that you're doing everything on your own, but in the end, between going shopping for the ingredients, cutting up the vegetables, and washing up, you're going to have to use your wife's help anyway, and it's only going to anger her more.
Understood. Well, then what am I supposed to do?
Your wife wants time alone, right? Well then, why don't you give her exactly what she wants?
But it's not like I can go to the office.
You didn't check your email?
What? Oh! I remembered the email that was sent to me yesterday. The content was an offer for someone to go on a 1-week business trip. In this day and age, we were mostly working from home. In this time that foot traffic was slow due to COVID, it was true that a lot of businesses wanted to remodel from the ground up, and there were some cases that required a business trip, although not too far from home. However, as a company, they couldn't force anybody to go, so they were looking for volunteers that would be willing.
Doesn't seem like a lot of people are volunteering, so why don't you try raising your hand? It is a business trip, but it's nearby anyway, and when you're done, they'll give you a free PCR test too.
Listening to Tetsuo's advice, I applied for the business trip, and within that day, I was given the confirmation to go. As a final resort, while Keiko was out shopping, I did the laundry, washed all the plates, cleaned up the entire place, and waited at home with a bouquet of flowers. I'm a little sad that she's going to be happy I'm leaving, but, well, I guess even a married couple is made of 2 individual people. However, even at 9 p.m., Keiko wasn't getting home. I don't think shops are even open this late now. Where could she be? As I was scratching my head, my wife finally came back home.
I'm home. Wait, what are these flowers?
Welcome back! This is a gift for you.
Oh, really? Just leave it over there somewhere.
My wife didn't even look at the bouquet of flowers that I had gone out to get for her. Oh, also, I need to talk to you about something.
I'm tired, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Tell me tomorrow.
Please wait, Keiko!
What?
My wife looked so irritated. It was breaking my heart. But I was desperate to tell her about the main gift. I'm going on a business trip for 1 week starting next Friday. So during that time, it'll just be you and Nodoki at home.
What? For 1 whole week?
At that moment, I could tell that my wife's face brightened up in an instant. And after that, her interest only increased.
From Friday until when?
It would be the following Friday.
Oh dear. Well, isn't that so lonely? Aw, but I guess it's work, so there's nothing you can do about it. All right, well, have a good trip.
Sure. I will.
Well, given the occasion, should we open a bottle of wine?
What?
And thank you so much for the flowers. I'm so happy. Wow, they smell amazing. I compare you to a kiss from a rose.
Don't you think you're exaggerating too much? Then, because of my wife's excitement, Nodoki woke up and came out to the living room.
Welcome back, Mom. Oh, hi, Nodoki. Apparently your dad is going to be away for 1 week starting this Friday. What? You're not going to be home. Let's be a good boy, okay?
Sorry, Nodoki. Your daddy has work.
But you promised that we could play on Saturday and Sunday.
I'm sorry. I'll make it up to you.
Well then, I want the Lonely Monster game.
You mean that game where the monster is lonely and you just watch over it? What's so fun about that?
There's a sorrow to it.
I don't get it.
What? I don't like monsters and scary things, so I don't want that in the house. But I like them.
After we put Nodoki back to sleep that night, the two of us opened a bottle of wine, and for the first time in a long time, we spent time together as a couple. That being said, Keiko was looking at her cell phone the whole time, and I felt like there wasn't much conversation happening. But just like my friend Tetsuo said, Keiko seemed to be in a better mood, and I tried to be happy about that. However, this decision I made was going to be the biggest mistake. I left Nodoki with Keiko, and I left for my business trip. It was work over a limited time, so every day my schedule was packed from early morning until late, and by the time I returned to the hotel, it was already past 9 p.m. My son would be asleep already, but I wanted to know how they were doing, so I sent Keiko a message. I just finished work over here. How are things going over there?
No problems.
How's Nodoki?
Asleep.
I see.
Well then, I'm going to bed too.
Already?
I'm tired. By the way, you don't have to message me every day.
She was cold, as usual, but I just assumed that she must be enjoying her time without me there. However, on the morning of the 6th day of the business trip, I got a phone call from an unknown number. Hello? Yes? What? Nodoki? The phone call was from none other than the police! And they said that when Nodoki was on his way home from elementary school, he was caught in a traffic accident and was currently unconscious! I left the rest of my colleague that was on the business trip with me, and I rushed to the hospital immediately! When I got there, Nodoki was laid down in a hospital bed. However, there was no sign of the person who should have been there. My wife! Where's my wife? Is my wife not here?
About that, apparently, they haven't been able to get a hold of her.
What did you say? Then, a woman who looked like she might be Nodoki's teacher came into the room, her face swollen with tears.
I am Nodoki's homeroom teacher at school. My name is Yamaguchi. I am so terribly sorry about this, even though I was there.
You were there? What do you mean?
Actually, ever since the start of this week, something seemed off with Nodoki. He would be wearing the same clothes for 3 days in a row, or be eating double what he would normally eat.
What do you mean by that? I couldn't understand what she was saying. All I could do was listen to the words come out of the teacher's mouth.
And then, when I asked Nodoki about it, he said that his mother hasn't been home since Friday night, and that he's been at home all alone the whole week. So I got worried and I was taking him to his house. But on our way there, the accident. I'm so sorry.
The teacher kept apologizing, but it was clear that she shouldn't be the one apologizing right now. If what she just told me was true, then where on earth was my wife, and what was she doing? Keiko, where are you right now? Keiko!
Ugh, you're so annoying. What do you want? Shouldn't you be working right now?
Nodoki was in a car accident!
What?
There should have been a phone call to you as well!
I did get a call earlier, but it was an unknown number, so I was ignoring it.
More importantly, where were you this last week? And what were you doing?
What do you mean, what? I was doing chores around the house as usual.
Don't lie to me! I heard from the homeroom teacher just now that Nodoki said that ever since the day I left for my business trip, you haven't been home!
That boy said such a thing? Of course it's a lie!
Well then, why did you make him go to school in the same clothes for 3 days in a row?
What? Well, that's because he really likes those clothes.
Well then, let me ask you, can you tell me which clothes he went to school in? If you were at home, then you should be able to answer that, right?
Ugh, what is with you right now? Where is Nodoki? Let me talk to him directly.
Based on my wife's reaction, I knew for sure that my wife was hiding something, and it wasn't good. When our child was suffering, I couldn't believe that she was lying. I knew that I couldn't continue with a partner like that. Well then, come look at his face.
What is that supposed to mean? All you have to do is hand him the cell phone.
I'm saying that because I can't do that!
Wait, is it that bad?
Come see for yourself.
No way. How?
I hung up the phone there. About 2 hours later, my wife finally showed up at the hospital.
Where's Nadoki?
You came faster than I thought.
I had a lot of errands to take care of.
Errands? When your child is unconscious and in critical condition?
More importantly, where's Nadoki?
About that. Apparently, it might be too late.
No, you're lying.
So, what were you doing all this time, leaving our child on his own?
That doesn't matter right now, does it?
Of course it matters. Why can't you just tell me?
Even if I tell you, it won't bring Nadoki back.
If it's not anything suspicious, then you should be able to tell me.
Let's break up.
What? I was at a loss for words at what my wife just said.
Even if we stay together, all we will do is keep thinking of Nadoki. I don't want a life of unhappiness like that.
Is that really the reason?
What is that supposed to mean?
Be honest. There was another guy, wasn't there?
Of course not. No way.
Really? So you're telling me that's not the case? In that case, I'm gonna go to the police right now and report you for abandoning a child.
What? Wait a minute.
The police will be able to investigate why you weren't home. So let's have you move out to jail.
That's taking this way too far.
Well then, answer me with the truth. Where were you?
Back to my parents' house.
Oh, hello, Keiko's mom.
Hey, stop that! My boyfriend! I was at my boyfriend's place.
I knew it. Now that she opened up a can of worms, Keiko had nothing more to hide and flipped switches and glared at me.
Yeah, that's right. I was at my boyfriend's place. Is that so wrong? I made sure to prepare plenty of food for Nadoki.
That's not the issue, though, is it? Leaving your small child alone for 1 week? You don't think that's wrong as a mother?
You're one to talk. You were away too. It's the same thing.
I had work.
This is what I seriously hate about you. A Nadoki who is just like you. I feel so refreshed now that he's dead.
You...
Anyway, we're getting a divorce. Goodbye.
Keiko spat out those words and left the scene. I could never forgive her, and I was also irritated with myself for trying to comfort her. And so, I decided then and there that I would get the greatest revenge on Keiko, for Nodoki too. In order to put a conclusion to the divorce, I called Keiko out for a meeting later. Keiko had already moved on, and that day, she came with a so-called boyfriend and showed up at my door with him. What's up? Seems like quite the playboy, huh?
Don't talk about my boyfriend like that. Let's hurry up and discuss the divorce.
You're right. In this situation, you very clearly, undeniably, had an affair. So of course, I will be receiving this house and the settlement fee, alright?
Oh yeah, about that. We will definitely be receiving a settlement fee on the house.
And why are you the one speaking?
Listen up. Regardless of Keiko's wishes, she was forced to do the chores. She was also forced to go out with her family, and she was put under severe emotional distress.
Emotional distress? You can really say anything these days. Well then, that means that going out for dinner with your family was emotional distress, right?
If that's how she felt, then yes. So in that case, it won't be possible for you to collect a settlement fee.
And that's that.
How idiotic. So what? Are you telling me that I should be paying the settlement fee to you?
Looks like you figured it out.
Also, you need to let go of this house.
What an amazing thing for you to say. Please, tell me, where did you find the rights to that?
All I'm doing is stating the obvious.
Our son is in this situation. It's almost amazing that you can say that.
To be honest, I never once thought that that kid was cute at all. Sure, I was shocked, but if he's not here anymore, then he's not here, and that's that.
This is where I would like to claim the emotional distress. So the damages I've dealt with after being treated by my wife like this, do they count for nothing?
I'm sure they count for something, but maybe just enough to lessen the settlement fee.
Oh, I understand. You had already planned this little farce. This idiotic conversation is a waste of time. We'll take this to court.
Idiotic? Do you have any idea who this person is?
And who is he?
You know, backing this person up is somebody who works at the best law firm in the country.
So what?
If Keiko has a lawyer that's been to countless battles and won, it means that she'll definitely come out on top in court.
That's the situation. So why don't you just give up and hand over the house and the settlement fee?
That's how badly you want the money?
Well, of course. Why wouldn't I want it? Especially because I want to go on a honeymoon.
Where do you want to go for a honeymoon?
Good question. Maybe America?
Well then, let's get enough of a settlement fee that we can go to America.
Yeah.
You two are complete psychopaths! Your husband is standing right in front of you. How can you have that kind of conversation? Hey!
Well then, those divorce papers. Sign them.
Nope, I'm not going to sign yet.
Excuse me?
If you're trying to get me to pay the settlement fee, that's a different story.
Oh dear. Well then, in order to get a divorce, I guess we're gonna have to take this to court.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll only say this once, but you better not regret it.
I should be saying that to you. Okay, now hurry up and gather your things and get out.
You're already telling me to get out?
But of course, this is Keiko's house after all.
You're a heartless woman.
Shut up, shut the hell up. I am a lot more popular than you think.
Well then, enjoy. My feelings toward my wife were in the negatives, and as a result, being in this room that I shared with her was stressful and painful. So I decided to gather the bare minimum I needed and leave. I'd already planted the seeds, and this was actually perfect for me anyway.
My, he's a pretty stubborn husband, isn't he?
Seriously, on the other hand, this is why you're the best, Tomoyuki. You're so kind and manly.
I'm happy to hear that from you, Keiko.
About the trial, are we going to win?
Of course we are.
I'm counting on you.
Well then, I'm gonna go back to work.
Sure, see you later tonight.
That night,
Hello, Tomoyuki? Why don't you come over to my place tonight? Especially now that it's mine. What? You can't come tonight? I see. Well then, come again tomorrow, okay? Okay, good night. I guess I'm alone tonight. How boring. You're not alone. What? Nadoki? How awful, Mom. I died and you said you feel refreshed. This is a joke, right? Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary! I'm not going to disappear with something like that. If anything, we will go together. You and me, Mom. No! I don't want to die! I don't want to die! Why? The door won't open! Mommy, where are you going? No! You've also been mean to Daddy, haven't you? That's not true! Something about a settlement fee and to let go of this house. You said that, didn't you? You were listening? Not only me, but Dad, too. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Tell me the truth, Mother. The whole time I was unconscious, you were having a great time with that other guy, weren't you? Well, that's... If you don't tell me the truth, I won't be able to go to heaven. I'm sorry! Nadoki, forgive me! So what is it? Yes! I was with Tomoyuki, and then I didn't even notice the phone calls! That's the truth! I didn't mean any harm! I'll never forgive you! I'm going to appear in your bedroom every single night, and then I'm going to repeat the same words in your ear over and over and over again!
the next morning, I got a call from my wife, whose attitude had done a complete 180 from the day before.
I don't need the settlement fee or the house anymore. I'll sign the divorce papers and send them right away. You better set up a proper grave for Nadoki, do you understand?
She frantically screamed from the other side of the phone and then hung up, just as I expected.
What did Mom say?
She said she doesn't want anything anymore. It's all thanks to the ghost of Nodoki. Oh look, you've still got some white stuff on you. Standing next to me was my beloved son, Nodoki. What? My son wasn't dead, you ask? I never said anything about that, though. My wife just got ahead of herself for some reason, that's all. Rewinding back to the day of the accident, while I was waiting for my wife to arrive, my son opened his eyes. Fortunately, he came out with only bruises and scratches and was saved. And after that, from what he told me, it was exactly as his teacher said. And I found out that Keiko had left our son alone and left the house.
Mom said that if I was a good boy for 1 week, that she would buy me a game.
My anger was boiling the organs inside of me, and I decided to get revenge on my wife. I was originally going to do it on my own, but Nodoki said he wanted to help, and that's how we decided on the ghost strategy you just saw. In order to make it feel more real, I was the one who locked the doors or messed with the lights to make them flicker. My son, after loving that lonely monster game, really nailed the role and acted perfectly. From my wife, who hated ghosts and scary things, it was perfect. Currently, my son and I are temporarily living with my parents. I'm sure I'll never see my ex-wife again.
Tomoyuki!
You scared me! Don't come in here unannounced!
Let me sign those divorce papers right now!
What?
I don't need a settlement or that house anymore, and I'll figure something out for myself to get the settlement fee later.
Where's this coming from?
I saw it! I saw it! The ghost of my son!
What? Calm down! Surely there's some kind of mistake!
It's the truth! I don't need a lawyer or anything anymore!
Well, that works out perfectly. I was told by the very top men at the law firm that they would definitely lose this case, so they won't take it.
More importantly, where are the divorce papers?
Oh, on the first floor.
I'll sign it right now! I'm so scared, so come with me!
You don't need to panic that much.
Just hurry up and come with me, otherwise I'll be cursed!
Oh, hey! If you rush that much, it's dangerous! Ah!
Ah! Oh, are you okay? Tomoyuki? Tomoyuki? Tomoyuki! Tomoyuki! I need to call an ambulance! My legs won't move! Is this Nodoki calling me? Somebody help! Help me! No!
Oh, sorry, a phone call. Hello?
Yo, Akira! So, did it go well?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
I also told the top men at the law firm about the situation.
That was really helpful. Thank you.
Don't mention it. If you ever need anything, let me know.
Yeah, thanks.
Who is that?
That was my friend. Actually, my friend's older brother was the top man at the law firm.
Oh, really? That's so cool!
This time, my friend was the one that saved me. This is why you need to have friends and protect those friends.
I'll also take good care of my friends.
After that, Nodoki and I lived happily together. I heard about this later, but apparently Keiko and Tomoyuki fell down the stairs at home, and Tomoyuki hit his head on a bad spot and went off to the other side. As for Keiko, her life was saved, but she became paralyzed from the waist down. On top of that, she kept muttering something about a curse, and that her son was calling her, and she was admitted into the psychiatric hospital. I don't know what happened between the two of them, but I think there's no question that karma was getting them back.